Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you 10 tips that you can do to improve your pet's quality of life and to give your pet the best life possible. So these tips aren't in any special order, they're all just as important as the next. So the first tip is enrichment. So this means mental stimulation, things like puzzles, training, things that get your pet's brain working. So this applies for all animals, for cats, dogs, rabbits, birds, even reptiles. And I've noticed my fish, even when I put something new in their tank, they go check it out, they look at it, they're getting enrichment and mental stimulation. So things that get their brain moving, stuff that's not, so they're not always seeing the same thing all the time. Tip number 2 is comfort. So cats, dogs, small animals, and birds. Every animal likes to have their own bed, their own blanket, their own space, somewhere that they can get away from the other members of the household, other pets in the house, loud noises, TV, where it's quiet, where they can just relax, and kind of like your bedroom and your bed. You like to just sleep and have a spot where you can just completely relax. So pets need to have that as well. Tip number 3 is hygiene. So all animals have ears and their ears get dirty. So clean ears, regular baths, grooming. Some animals need to be taken in to get their hair cut, some don't. Their nails trimmed. Their teeth clean. Teeth are really important and it's kind of overlooked. The products that are available for teeth aren't always that effective, so it's important to always check the teeth. Brush, if you get a puppy, brush their teeth when they're little so that they'll be used to it when they're older. Especially elderly animals, their hygiene, cats, they can't clean themselves or groom themselves as well. They can't always lick places that they used to be able to lick, so it's important for you now to use the brush and to comb them and to make sure that they're staying clean, their ears are staying clean, and their teeth, and they're able to groom and get the knots out of their fur. So tip number 4 is training. All animals should have boundaries and some form of training, some rules. This kind of goes with the enrichment, so things that gets their brain moving. Training gets their brain moving, they're learning, they're thinking. Cats can be trained similar to dogs. They don't really do tricks and stuff, but they know their boundaries and they know rules and what's allowed and what's not allowed. Tip number 5 is routine and schedule. So animals really like it when they know what's going to happen, when they're able to predict when you're coming, when you're going, when dinner is, when breakfast is, when they get a bath, when they get a walk. They really like to, just like little kids, they need a routine and a schedule, something that's set and stays the same. It can be really stressful when it's always changing and it's always different and there's always different people and different things happening. If you can keep some sort of routine, not everyone can have a set schedule, but maybe dinner can always be at the same time, or maybe a walk is always at the same time, or cats get to play with you at the same time or get to sit on your lap at the same time every day. Food is really important. So species appropriate diet, which means that dogs, they need meat and they need some vegetables. They don't need any grains. They don't eat table scraps, they don't eat leftovers, they eat dog food. Species appropriate diet, what their species should be eating. Cats, they need more protein than dogs. They need something called taurine in their diet, that because their body can't make that and they need it to be able to absorb the nutrients. It's really important to research and know what your animal needs. It's important to, when you buy brands and foods in the pet store, if it says cat food, don't just assume that this is all my cat's going to need. You have to look at the ingredients. Is this good for my cat? Cats don't eat grains. And for example, rabbits, most of their diet should be Timothy hay. The pellets that are sold for rabbits aren't the greatest thing. If you feed your rabbits just Timothy hay and fresh greens, your rabbit will be very healthy. So do your research and know what is appropriate for that animal and for the diet for your animal. Next tip is regular play. So this kind of goes with the tip after this, which is exercise and physical movement, but play is different than just getting exercise and physical movement. So play with you, something that you can do with your animal and bond with your animal. Animals love to play. Cats should have regular play, regular toys, like those wand toys that you play with your cat. You should do that. Dogs, you should play fetch, you should play tug, those kind of games with your dog. Same with small animals. What kind of things do they like to play? Hamsters like to go through tubes and things like that. So again, research. Find out what play your animal will enjoy and make sure that you incorporate that into the regular schedule. The next tip is exercise. So all animals need physical movement. They need this daily. So dogs need walks. Cats need to be able to move around, to run, to jump, to climb. Cats love to jump. They think of their world vertically, not just horizontally like we do. So they need space where they can go up high, jump, climb. Rabbits need enough room. The cages that rabbits are often in are way too small. So does your rabbit get out of the cage? Same with guinea pigs, hamsters. Do they get out of their enclosure and they can have exercise and run? Number 9 is relax together. So you play with your animal and you exercise with your animal, you feed your animal, you stick to this schedule and routine, but in that schedule and routine, do you relax with your animal? Do you just sit and are calm and stress-free? When you are stressed, your animal is also stressed. So it's important to take the time for yourself and your animal to just sit and relax. This can be watching TV, this can be reading a book, this can be drawing, but is your animal with you? Are they sitting on your lap? Are they right next to your feet? Stroke your animal, pet your animal, relax with your animal. And the final tip is socialization. So does your animal get playtime with similar animals? So does your dog go to the dog park and get to interact with other dogs? This is something that you should do right from the beginning so that your dog is used to other dogs and doesn't growl or become aggressive when other dogs are around. Because if you don't do that when your dog is a puppy, when your dog gets old, your dog won't be able to socialize. Same with cats. Cats are actually social animals. They like to play with each other. It's always a good idea to adopt 2 cats together, 2 kittens from the same litter, or 2 cats of similar age together. Cats really love to play, and they love to play with each other. Sometimes dogs and cats can become very good friends, so do you have another animal that is a companion for your pet? Rabbits, they are really social, and they actually need to have another rabbit with them. If you have a rabbit by itself, you better be really bonded to your rabbit and spend a lot of time with your rabbit, because rabbits get very lonely when they're by themselves. Same with birds. Birds are also very social animals. They need another companion, and if you don't have that companion, it's fine, but you need to spend extra time with that animal, with that bird or that rabbit, that cat, that dog. You need to be there every day and for more often, and spend more time than if you did have a companion. It's also important though to remember that companions should be introduced when the animal, this is for rabbits, cats, birds, when the animal is still very young. It's hard to introduce an animal that's been by itself for a very long time with another animal. There's often a lot of aggression, and that's a whole other topic, but introducing 2 animals can be very challenging if they're older and they've spent a lot of time by themselves already. So those are all my tips, and just to recap, the tips were enrichment, mental stimulation. The second tip was comfort, a private space. Third tip was hygiene. The fourth tip was training, rules, and boundaries. The fifth tip was routine, schedule, and predictability. The next tip was a species-appropriate diet. The seventh tip was regular play and activities that you do with your pet, so bonding with your pet, building a relationship with your pet. The eighth tip was exercise, daily exercise and movement. The ninth tip was relaxation together. unwinding together, spending quiet time together. And the final tip was socialization with other animals. I hope you can incorporate these tips in your life with your pet and ensure that your pet has the best life and quality of life possible. Thanks for watching. Bye.